In Studio Pro 9.20, we introduced Happy New Year. Yes, I'm late, but I don't care. It's going to be an exciting new year with lots of big releases, like Mendix 10. But first, let's take a look at our latest release, Mendix 9.22. We'll start with some community updates. We've just released a new developer blog. This is a space where you can find articles about the Mendix platform, product updates, hands-on tutorials, tips and tricks, and more. Check out the new blog by clicking Developers and Developer Blog in the navigation on Mendix.com. You can expect new articles on a weekly basis, and you can also subscribe to our monthly developer newsletter so you don't miss out on a single update. We will also maintain the community source blog on Medium.com. It's full of great articles written by developers like yourself. If you want to contribute and publish an article yourself, head on over to medium.com/Mendix and submit your piece. You can now take the intermediate and advanced exams on demand, so you can take them when it suits you best. You can take your exam at any time and from anywhere in the world. Which exam will you take next? Go to academy.mendix.com and register your next exam now. Next up, Studio Pro updates. In Studio Pro 9.20, we introduced the Git migration service in the developer portal. And in the 9.21 blog, we announced that Team Server Git was becoming the default when you create a new Mendix app. We're happy to announce that we have removed the limitations to the number of commits for the migration service. Any Team Server SVN repository can now be migrated. Make sure you read the migration guide before you migrate and take the size of your Mendix repository into account when planning a migration time slot with your team. Good luck migrating your apps. For every app that you create, you also need to create a domain model with entities and attributes. In Studio Pro 9.22, this is easier and faster than ever with the release of Smart Suggestions. Based on common patterns, the Add Attribute dialog now suggests the right data type while you are typing the attribute name. For example, if the name starts with has or is, the dialog suggests that your attribute will be a Boolean. Attributes with time, date, and until will result in a date time type. We think this will save you some time, and if the date type doesn't match, you can always manually select the right data type. Moving on to cloud updates. The Mendix Operator 2.10 release introduces a host of new enhancements for storing and managing the app data externally using secret stores. If the CSI secret store driver rotates credentials, Mendix Operator will detect this and apply the changes. You can now use an option to set app constants and custom Mendix runtime settings when using the CSI secret store. You can also use Azure Blob Storage instead of S3 when using CSI Secret Store. On top of that, you will now see more informative status messages to indicate what data is used by the CSI Secret Store and if you need to make any additional configurations. And finally, collecting logs for further analysis is now easier by using the mxpc-cli command. This feature collects and sends diagnostic data to support. You can read the full details of this release in the Mendix for Private Cloud release notes on docs.mendix.com. Mendix provides logging, monitoring, and alerting capabilities out of the box in the developer portal. However, for advanced monitoring capabilities for both Mendix and non-Mendix apps in one place, customers prefer to integrate with third-party application performance monitoring tools. That's why I'm excited to announce that Mendix has now an integration with DynaTrace, a leader in the application performance monitoring space. Next to DynaTrace, you can also integrate with Datadog, AppDynamics, and Splunk. To learn more, check out the DynaTrace documentation on docs.mendix.com or head on over to GitHub for more technical documentation. And to round up this video, here are some upcoming meetups you don't want to miss. On February 9th, Squad Apps is hosting a meetup about making your own AWS connector in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And if you stick around until after the presentation, you'll be treated to a champagne tasting. Well, you can't miss that. On February 15th, we're hosting the first in-person meetup in 3 years in the UK. Join us in the Mendix London office for a roadmap update from Director of Product Management Danny Roest and a deep dive into Mendix and AWS from platform evangelist Alistair Crawford. Beer and pizza included. On February 21st, Conclusion Low-Code Company is hosting a meetup to share tips and tricks from experts and improving security with OWASP. And to round up February's month of Meetups, Ordina is hosting a meetup about exploring the different Amazon Web Services that can swiftly be integrated in any Mendix project. Join us in Antwerp, Belgium on February 28th to learn something new and meet other developers. For a full list of updates in 9.22, check out the release blog on mendix.com/blog or read the release notes on docs.mendix.com. Download Studio Pro 9.22 at marketplace.mendix.com to use all these new features right now. If you liked the video, go ahead and like it, and if you didn't, hit the dislike button. Either way, we'll know if you want to see more. I'm Jan de Vries, your low-code host, and I'll see you in the next video.